Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Rise with Reis. Here, we're going to help you elevate who you are to your true self so that you can attract your twin flame, your perfect partner. Today's topic, we're going to talk about, and as I talk about this, we're going to ask you the question: have you been losing hope and have lost hope to the idea of a harmonious union? And harmonious is the key word here. And so we have Reis with us. And I will tell you that Reis' number one word for what she wants to offer twin flames is hope. So this could not be a better topic for her to answer some questions for us. So Reis, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Dr. Harmony. Absolute pleasure to be here. Welcome, everybody. If you love what you see, please like and subscribe. Really excited to be here. So hope is our twin flame theme. So myself and my twin flame, Jonathan, we stand for hope. We work under the fourth ray and we bring in beautiful energy of hope. So what we're asking you, flames, is how many of you have lost hope? How many of you have lost the feeling that you're ever going to be united with your flame, with your one? How are you feeling? Are you feeling lonely, separated? And we really want to touch on how you guys are feeling here, because I've been there. I know a lot of you have been there, or you're currently there now. And this is a message that we really want to bring for you. We want to bring in the energy of hope. I know a lot of us can feel really tired and exhausted, and maybe a lot of us are slaving away at one concept, or we're fixated on one person and we're trying to control and bring in this huge outcome that we're holding on to so much.
So why do you feel like people have lost hope, Reis?
Yeah. When people have lost hope, it's that emptiness, it's that feeling, and it's understanding that actually there is hope there. Myself and my twin flame, we bring forward that message of hope. And this hope is the feeling of knowing that everything will work out in divine timing in the perfect way for you. We shine this light hope on every area.
So why do you think, though, people have lost hope in their own twin flame journeys? And what is the problems they're experiencing that has caused them to get out of alignment with the idea that they can have a twin flame union in their own pain points?
Yeah. So honestly, Dr. Harmony, the feeling of loneliness, isolation, fixated on one concept that isn't working.
So one person, they're fixated on one person, that this person is not complying with them for their needs. And because of that, they basically have gotten stuck on that one idea, that one experience, that one outcome.
Exactly that, and slaving away and being exhausted as well throughout the whole process of trying to force an issue, of trying to do something that isn't working, of pushing against something that you're not getting that result, and you're feeling tired, and you go into a place of separation, isolation.
So do you think that, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. This is like just coming in. Do you think that they're literally coming from a place of settling for less than they deserve, because they'd rather be with this person for what little breadcrumbs that they give them?
Absolutely.
Rather than, coming into that space of standing up, showing up, speaking up for themselves and choosing themselves rather than settling for less than what they deserve, which is coming from the abandonment, the codependency. But a piece of this now that is our topic here is, why have they lost hope for a harmonious union versus like a segregated push-pull dynamic that keeps them in cycles of being ghosted?
Well, that comes from what you just touched on, Dr. Harmony, the abandonment, the deep core wounds that we've experienced in life. A lot of us build this codependency because we run from a lower aspect of ourselves. We have not fully stepped into our higher alignment because we're running on this trauma that is emotion through us. So we're experiencing our abandonment issues, our isolation as a child, or, and this is going actually into the reflection of how you were acknowledged, how you were loved, how much love and nurturing have you had throughout your whole life in order for you to be where you're at now and exist in the relationship and have the acceptance of what you're experiencing. And I feel that people fall into that. They fall into this just acceptance.
It's like an addiction too,
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
They're addicted to the toxicity of keeping them in cycles.
Yeah, and keeping that loop going, that they keep gravitating to this need and want to feel recognized, to feel acknowledged, to feel that they're being heard.
Mhm.
And the whole time it's just trying to feed a deep rooted wound and trauma and insecurity that's keeping you in that loop pattern and that loop cycle that we talk about. And it's understanding how to break free from that pattern that we've got.
What mistakes do you think people are making that's keeping them attached to these loops?
So one of the huge mistakes, Dr. Harmony, is being so far in the head and the mind and being so far in that control. So actually releasing that and understanding that we are not in that space to be able to control the situation with what we're saying. So again, this is going for this deep need of needing to feel recognized and loved, that actually we're holding on to one concept and we force ourselves into a state of belief that actually this is what we need, and it's feeding this aspect of us that we perceive as love. And it's the full force of understanding what is love and unconditional love in its highest aspect. And what we're actually doing is staying in this loop pattern of feeding a deeper insecurity and telling ourselves that this is love, this is nurturing, this is what I need, when it's keeping us in a toxic place.
Oh yeah. See, and I think that's a key piece, is keeping everybody looped. And it's like you said, the key that stood out for me, and that was the belief. So they've created a belief system of what they need to do to continue the pattern. And so it's really taken a look really deeply to create new belief systems, which can only be done through seeing the pattern, seeing that it's toxic, seeing that, where it stems from to heal the wound, being able to feel that wound. But you can only feel it when you see it.
Absolutely.
We don't want to feel it. So therefore we usually set up subconsciously not to see the wound.
Absolutely. And
If we don't do that, we can't heal it. Go ahead.
Absolutely. And flames, for everyone that's tuning in right now, I hear you, feel you, see you. You are here for a reason. So you are ready to align to a whole new perspective, that we're touching on something that is triggering you in order for you to want that growth. So if this is you and you are stuck in this cycle, stuck in this loop, and there's no way out, we can help guide you.
Absolutely. And one of the things we'll recommend that you can get plugged into inside of the description above or below, wherever platform you're on, is we have the 5-day video series that you'll receive for the live 5-day challenge that we did, that can really help you hone in to what we call the perfect inner work. And that means stop working so hard, because we tend to look at how much work we need to do, or we're not paying attention to the progress we've made, or we're staying hooked to these loops. And so when we went through that series, it will really help you break that cycle. So it's a free little program that we created for you just to help you break that cycle. So get plugged into that and make sure to let us know how your experience. And so one of the questions I have for you, Ray, on this, and I just want to check my note here just because I want to make sure to really this is really important topic. I want to make sure to really hit this one home for people, because until they break these cycles to get out of their own loop, they can't have the harmonious union they're wanting, because it will not be harmonious. It's going to be chaotic. But what do you believe is going to happen? What will happen in their scenario if they continue the loop and that they don't begin to acknowledge these wounds, feel these wounds, see these wounds, heal the wounds, which keeps the cycle going? What problems are they going to continue?
So this is feeding an aspect of trauma that's coming in. So we're feeding all of our lower insecurities, and we're stuck there. And it's just being in that total place of pain consistently. So this is something that I have been in my life. These are relationships before I met my flame that I was stuck in. It was the belief of hearing every day that I was not worthy, I was not valued. And these were the beliefs that I had for myself. And so all of you out there that tell yourself that you're not worthy, that this is what you've got to settle in, that you've just come to accept that this is the place of being normal, feeling all of this trauma, feeling all of these pain is a cycle that you are going to stay in consistently. And it's forming addictive behavior within this relationship. So the more that you get it, the more you receive it, the more that you feel that it's love. And it's actually understanding that taking this to a different aspect. So I've been incredibly abusive relationships where they have been violent, full of addictions, full of mental abuse, being told that I am worth nothing, that I have no value, repeatedly telling myself that I have no value, I have no worth, I have no right to be here. These are all the painful places that you can stay in order to just feel like you are feeding this aspect of love for yourself. And it's recognizing that this isn't love at all. This is.
So let's talk about that. On the contrary, then, what is the love for harmonious union? What does that look like?
Total unconditional, beautiful love in flow. No push me, pull me, no battle of insecurities. It is empowering every step of the way. Having a partner build you up in every single aspect and allow you to stand in your own light and right is one of the most powerful experiences you can have in this lifetime. It's a beautiful, beautiful place to be. And this is why we bring the message of hope, that I hold the hope, I hold the blueprint for hope along with my flame for all of you out there to achieve this within your life.
Absolutely. It's so beautiful too to watch Reis and Jonathan in their flow. And if you've not got plugged into our Facebook group, the link is above and below, because they actually come there and do a series of videos. Excuse me. A series of videos for us. Tell us about that.
So we have a beautiful community within our Facebook group, and it's all about bringing everybody together. So myself and my twin flame, we actually pop lives. So it gives everybody an opportunity to meet us, be authentic, be genuine, ask the questions that you need to ask. And we're just there showing up. I also plug in and do a weekly card reading, which is my Wake Up with Reis. And it's a beautiful way of having your message aligning you with the week and what's upcoming. It's great because these are the tools that can bring you out of those loops. If you practice them, you work with them, you reach out, you find that support network, you find that community. And I've got to say, it is surrounded in love. It's such a beautiful, beautiful place to be in and to join. So if you're not plugged in, get plugged in. We're there waiting with open arms. Myself, Dr. Harmony, and Jeremiah, our other mod, we're there for you.
Absolutely. And one of the things I'll say about that, from that Harmonious standpoint, is, sorry, I think I got some allergies going on. And like, I don't know where this came from, but like, it must be like there's some allergies going on outside. I think it's giving me a little bit of like a choked up feeling. But and it came out of nowhere. But what I will say about that is holding space for the other person, like seeing them for who you want them to be, being able to look at the values they have and change your perception from not the things you don't want, but the things you want. That can really help shift your perspective so that you can see into what it is you want in that relationship. So if you want the harmonious relationship, you really have to begin to view it from the standpoint you want it to be. Then you personally have to act in those ways as you want it. And if you can't do that for where it is, you can't get it to where you want it to be. And so that's very important to like hold the space for what it is that you desire, but then to take action in it for how you desire it within yourself.
I feel like that's a real huge message right now, what you're saying about perception, holding space, gaining that perspective that could be different to what you've been stuck in is huge right now, and
Mhm.
holding space for it. So this involves being really open and receptive to actually new ideas and a new way coming in. Because a lot of us, when we're stuck in this place, when we're stuck in this negative, self-destructive place and relationship, we're not open to a new perspective. We haven't got the space to bring that in. So, Dr. Harmony, how would you create that space to bring that in?
Well, this is a really good question because I've actually been working on this for a while. So if I go back for a couple of years, part of it was just knowing like what I wanted in a partnership,
Mm,
and knowing that I was going to show up daily in that space, holding space for, like, say, if someone came along and they didn't align
mm,
with what I needed, or they weren't providing for me, then I would basically, like, I felt like, and this is kind of weird, but I literally felt like I was nesting like a
mm,
mother hen.
mm,
And I was holding space within myself in this own vessel of being like, okay, I'm ready for this, like whatever this is for me. So being able to be super clear on what you want in a relationship, what you want in a partner, and then being able to voice that and not settle for less, and then not assume anything, to communicate your needs, your desires.
mm,
And then in that, to one, you have to know that that person is a person that's going to listen to your needs. And if the thing about holding space for that is, if you're not with that person, you need to hold space for a person that will show up that way. But the only way they're going to show up that way is if you show up that way,
mm,
in
mm.
your daily life.
Yeah, that is a huge place to move into. And I would definitely say flames for everybody that is seeing that as a bit of an overwhelming process, being really, really clear and reaching in about what you don't want, and getting clear about what you don't want, as then Dr. Harmony was saying about being clear about what you do want. A lot of us need to touch on those pain points and those feelings of what we don't want, of what doesn't make us happy, of what isn't filling us full of joy and feeling loving, and actually maybe writing those down, journaling them and flipping them, as Dr. Harmony was saying about getting clear, flipping them into actually what aligns you with what you do want rather than what you don't want, and using that as a really good springboard to elevate you into that place and that process of what Dr. Harmony was just saying.
Yeah, and don't settle for less than that once you have it, right?
No,
It has
right.
to align with that, or better, because you have to also be loose structure in that, like be open to allowing it to evolve too, because most of the time, I know in my case, it's shown up better than what I could have put on paper,
Yes. Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
I'm experiencing that now, even in my dynamic now, is that, he calls me a kingmaker.
I love that.
And because basically where that comes from is what we're talking about, holding space, because I see and appreciate who he is,
Mm,
which is helping him become that
mm.
version that will turn around and mirror and want to and have a desire to give me all of that greatness back in return.
So you're holding that light right here, and actually it's helping him shift to that place. You're not forcing, you're not trying,
Mhm.
you're not doing
Right.
anything. You were just holding on to understanding and knowing
And
the
being
bright.
clear on what I want as that person, and full, and not that he's not, and
Mm,
not that he can't be, but me just being like the cheerleader saying, like, this is, and literally even energetically having the vision of, this is like the best version of you.
yeah, how beautiful, and this is what he does for you, and you elevate each other just by holding that highest
Best
outcome for each
vision and
other.
version of each other.
That's so powerful. That's so beautiful. Yeah.
And so that's another way of holding space that I'm talking about. So
Beautiful.
yes. And so just for everybody tuning in, if you're just joining us, make sure to say hello. Let us know where you're tuning in from. If you're tuning in the future, do the same. We'll follow up with you. If you, just to make sure you know what we're doing here, this is a show we do weekly, every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Rise with Reis. And the goal is that we are showing up here to give you tips, tools, techniques, to help you come into your true highest version of yourself so you can attract your highest match, your twin flame. And so today's topic is, how can you get, have you lost hope in a harmonious union? And we're talking about kind of the problems and the solutions for you so you can begin to turn your segregation, your separation, your push-pull energy, your chaos that reflects back to inside of you into a true harmonious union with you and your version, your twin flame, basically. So if you have any questions, let us know, because we're going to open up questions. And Jeremiah has a question here. We're going to or I don't know if it's a question. We're going to share what he said here. So love and loving yourself is the beginning totally of being in the space in which you can identify and share with others the love they need. Thanks for sharing your perspectives on this. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I just want to say hello, David. Hello. Is it Madonna? Madam, that's Madam. And then let's see, we have hello, everyone. We have several people saying hello. If anybody has any specific questions for us, be sure to let us know, because we're here to also answer questions and give feedback. So we'll just kind of do a little recap so everyone knows what we're doing, why we're here. And then if you have questions, we'd love to answer them for you. But this is, as we said, if you're just tuning in, the show is Rise with Reis. We have Reis with us. That's with her twin flame for over 11 years, married to him. They've went through a lot of things, and they have had to break structures apart to rebuild them every step of the way. And she has a lot of wisdom, insight, knowledge that she can share with all of us to give us hope for our journey for a harmonious union, because they technically have stepped into that. And you will meet Jonathan inside our Facebook group. If you get plugged into the Facebook group, that Reis does a weekly show there, or no, weekly reading. And so I'll let you share just a little bit more about that as well.
Absolutely, yeah. So myself and my flame, we actually show up for lives, so which I just touched on. So come in, join us, come and say hi. It's a beautiful, safe space for you to express yourself, ask the questions that you need to ask, and have the support from fellow flames as well. Again, I also do the weekly reading. So I'm going to be popping up here actually and doing more of that, because there's been so many requests for it. And actually this aligns us. So it's giving us the healing tools in order to stay aligned. And actually, you wouldn't believe how many people that I have talked to about this reading that has aligned with every single concept of their week. So we've had, last week was touching on forgiveness and rebirth. And there was a really powerful shift last week. So flames, if you felt that last week was a heavy week, there was a lot of personal growth, which is why it's really important to plug in, to get the different perspective, to gain those tools. And a lot of us can feel so overwhelmed by the whole process, by the whole concept of doing this work, of having this development. But we're here helping you, guiding you, giving you very simple step-by-step techniques, tips and strategies in order for you to work daily on yourself and your situation in order to help you grow. And it's incredible, because a lot of us feel that, oh, well, actually, this is just so overwhelming, or this is so much to hold. And I love your saying, Dr. Harmony, you cannot eat the elephant in one bite, and nor do you want to. It's about taking those steps day by day. And we're here supporting you. We're here offering our guidance, our support, in order to help you to take the work out of it for you. You're not alone anymore. We are here with you. We are here guiding you. And guess what? We believe in you and we love you.
Yeah, and that's Reis and Jonathan's number one mission, is to offer hope through their union, being together, and just their flow and synchronicity to share and show that is just so beautiful to watch, giving you hope in your own journey. So yeah, definitely get plugged into with them and the Facebook group. You'll find the link above and below, and make sure to, if you haven't already done so, like, comment, let us know where you're tuning in from, any questions you have. But if you get subscribed to the channel here on, or even whatever platform you're on, but if you come to YouTube and you subscribe and you actually hit the notification bell, it will notify you when we come live every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our show here. So let's see what David has to say here now. So you know why? Reis, I'm gonna let you read this one.
I know why. Hello, David. Hello. So I know why I'm stuck. It's because I'm still with my wife after 20 years, and our spiritual contract has been up the last 6 years. Well, we should have been divorced a long time ago. And then you go on to say, I know that the only way I will meet my twin flame is to literally break from it all. But why is this so hard? Is it because of the unknown? And yes, David, this is huge because we can go into a state of fear, and we've almost come to a place of acceptance because we've come to believe that this is comfortable, or this is a place of safety for us. And actually we can be holding on to something for so long because we perceive it as being safe and comfortable, but the whole time we're not really comfortable. And this is what you're saying, that actually this has been up a long time, and you understand that your contract has been completed, but actually has the completion really happened? Because stepping into the unknown and actually being free of this is a huge step. And I get that, because we can become so conditioned to being there. But let me tell you, David, let me give you and bring you this hope. When you choose to make that split, when you choose to step into your personal power and you align with this, the energy will align with you, and the growth and the flow will come effortlessly. Yes, it's going to be a struggle to get there, but once you actually step into that, David, the energy is so fast moving and so growing at the moment, it will shift you into a real powerful place of alignment. You will meet new people, you will meet new communities, and you will step into such a powerful place that you will wonder why you didn't do it years ago. Well, the divine timing is with you to really step into making those choices, having those conversations, reaching out and understanding how to communicate what your needs are and what you want to do. And as Dr. Harmony was saying, getting clear on that message within. You already understand that you are in a place of needing to shift in order to be happy, but it's creating that shift. Yes, Dr.
Yeah,
Harmony.
and I want to add something to that. So, one of the reasons why it's so hard when you leave a partner of 20 years is because they're a very deep soulmate and you've been with them for many lifetimes. And when you break out of the monad and you win that soul contract in this life for what you're going through, you're ending it for every life that you've been in, and you're never going to have another life with this person again.
Wow.
And so because of that, you're breaking out of the monad. A monad is like the number of souls that you repeat your lives with over and over and over in the same soul group. And this life, we are clearing those contracts so that we never have to repeat them with those souls again, because we're coming into our ascended mastery of becoming ascended. So we don't go back to the soul monad unless we choose to. And unless you don't complete your contracts. But if you go through and get your completion done and you step out of the loop and you break the mold and you end that karmic past, you don't have to repeat it ever again. And so this is the time in the life to choose to step out and be free of every life and every life going forward. So that is another reason why it's super painful, because, and I've went through that, like how it feels to leave the monad for lots of soul partners and how it hurts to the core of your being. Like, I'll give you an example, and this is a simple one in some ways, but it's the deepest I've experienced. You know, I've had 3 lifetimes with Champ, this lifetime, my dog. And he's had many lifetimes with me, but this is my last lifetime with him. And because of that, and last time with him, and because of that, it hurts like hell. Because I know it's the end. Because the reason being, we've completed our job. We've completed the wake up. We've completed the mission. And when you come to that completion, it's like anything you're completing, there's a new beginning, and it's you at this stage of the game. So important is, what do I want going forward? Now it's about me, not everyone else.
That's so super powerful, Dr. Harmony. I'm feeling that. And David, I know you just said, wow. So that's really resonating and hitting a chord. And yeah. Wow.
Beautiful. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. Do we have any final questions? It looks like that was kind of the end of any questions, but We really appreciate your love, your support, your, following us on the journey and allowing us to come to you and entrusting us for your journey. And you're very welcome, David. Thank you. Thanks for showing up, David. You come weekly. So we appreciate you being here, David, because, that's what's important to us, is to also build that following that is here to make this engaging, like give us, like, I know Reis is the same way, otherwise she wouldn't be here. But like, it gets me fired up knowing I inspire people. So when I inspire people and I know I've helped them, then that fuel, or that inspiration, becomes the fuel to my flame, and is why I keep showing up. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And also, if anybody has any topics that they really want us to discuss, we'd be really keen to hear.
Yeah, that's perfect. That would be awesome. Definitely. That'd be awesome. So make sure that if you've not already checked out all the ways you can glow forward with Reis and I, make sure to check the description and the links above or below, whatever platform you are on, because there's lots of different ways you can connect and get plugged in. And we're here to support you on whatever your needs are. Just let us know what they are. Let us know how we can support you. Like, comment, share the shine, and we will see you next week in the next episode of Rise with Reis. Thank you so much, and have a blessed rest of your day, night, or evening, wherever you are. Much love.